And I've forced myself to do it at least an open house every week and do the follow-up associated with the open house. So that's,
are you doing an open house over at your listing? Or are you doing multiple open houses?
Multiple open houses. My listing,
okay.
There's a tenant in there now, so it's difficult to do an open house at the listing. And I've tried to get the owner to do a price improvement, and she just doesn't want to do that. So until after the season, I'm like, I have tried to explain to her that the market is telling us it's overpriced.
Yeah.
So I guess the next step is for me to talk with the father is on the deed as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to talk with him and see if he gets it a little more than she does, since she's just, her focus is other places. She wants the money, but she doesn't understand how to buy and sell real estate. So.
Okay. I am going to send you something.
Okay.
We'll keep moving on, but I'm going to send you a price reduction script that you can look at. And I think you'll get some value out of that to just really effectively have that conversation in order to get the property sold. But it all goes back to the seller's motivation, as you know. Right. So I'll send that over to you. Tell me what your lead generation efforts have been looking like.
Okay, so what I was doing, I sent out a bunch of letters to lots, but then I got one call on it, and I really didn't know what I would do to sell it. And so it's like, okay, now I have to figure out. Everybody says, "Oh, get a lot listing, get a lot listing." Well, how do I sell it? It's not like selling a house. It's a different kind of process.
So lot listings are gold.
Okay.
And
but what do you do? What do you tell the owner that you're going to do? I mean, what is the value that besides putting it on the MLS? That's the part that I'm struggling with. I just don't know. Work with a builder?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. Can the what is with the Keller Williams listings for for any listing is to get parsed out to more websites than any other platform, because we've got all the KW stuff as well as MLS. Plus, you're in a network of some amazing agents. You're in the biggest company in the world. So that by very virtue is going to help you get your listing sold quicker. But yeah, I think the biggest part of that, and the reason why I think they're a gold mine, is because it will allow you to generate some new construction leads.
Right.
And by partnering up with a builder, getting a rendering for the lot, and you with a lot listing, you actually get double exposure. Now, not every agent does this. So if you have the lot listing and then you also have the rendering listing, you've got double the exposure there. So it's not only in the MLS under residential, but it also shows up under land. So what would you say? I think you might be muted.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. So did you get that?
I did get that. So yeah, I get that. All right. So what's the process? Do you think I should be talking to a builder first then, and then
get the listing first, and then you get the rendering for the builder, and then just figure out which builders are the busiest right now, and those are the homes that are selling the quickest, and you can do a search of that in the MLS. So it'd probably be like one of the bigger builders, maybe like an Adams Homes or Miranda or something like that. But I think, man, if you can get a lot listing or a couple of lot listings, that's going to give you number one, like you'll have the best opportunity to actually sell the listing, but also you'll be able to generate a ton of new construction leads, which are super powerful and I love new construction. They're like the easiest things.
Okay. So I did that, but I didn't do anything with it. You know, it's like I do one step and then don't follow through with any more steps. So I can go back and follow up with some of those things. But what kind of got me really energized is we did door knocking on Saturday around an open house,
Cool.
and it was really cool. Actually, my husband went with me,
Oh, nice.
so as quote unquote my bodyguard. And
Mm.
so that worked out actually really, really well. I got 3 contacts from it, and I had a listing appointment yesterday. Now,
So let's talk about, once you get those 3 contacts, what's
yes.
their experience of you after that?
What do you mean? What's their experience as
So,
far as following up?
yep, because I think the most powerful frame to put on, follow-up systems is, what's the experience for the other side, not what's your experience. Because, if we focus on what our clients are experiencing, then it doesn't matter what we experience, right? We're focused on the purpose, not on ourselves. So what's the experience that people will have of you? And I had a great call with Bethany yesterday, and we were talking about this exact thing that I'd like to, share with you. Maybe some ideas on how you can create an awesome experience. But what are you doing right now in terms of your follow-up system? But specifically, what's the experience that people have of you after that first interaction?
Well, I did call all of them Monday. This was Saturday, and I called them all on Monday.
And what was the essence of that call?
Well, the one gentleman that definitely said he wanted to list, or wanted to sell, or was definitely thinking about selling, was to set up the appointment.
You did set up an appointment?
Yes. So I set
Awesome.
that up. Yeah, I set that up, and that was yesterday. The one of the couples was, how did I do that? I don't know if I did a voicemail because I didn't answer.
Well, first of all, can we celebrate that? Because
yes,
if you've got a listing appointment, I mean, all you need is one listing appointment a week in order to hit your goals, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's a win for the week.
I know. I was pretty
awesome.
Excited. I just have to
Yeah,
figure out
that's
how to
great.
help him. And he's, we had this really good conversation about how I want to help him, and if it means selling, great. If it doesn't mean selling, I want to be his realtor, in the future, whether that means giving him a referral for his mom and dad's property. He's got 2 properties up on the East Coast, New Jersey, I think, that he says eventually I'm going to have to sell those properties. And so, we talked a little about that and how I could do referrals and interview other realtors so that they're really going to do a good job for him. And then locally, he's still unsure whether he wants to sell this house. It's a really kind of a strange situation because it's a 2-bedroom house that he's actually built a wall, and he's renting out half of it, and he kind of lives in the other half, but not full time. He lives with his girlfriend across the street. The house is really full of stuff. So I said, well, I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to have to get rid of a bunch of stuff. He goes, I know. I really know. I know. If we're going to sell, I says, if we're going to sell this, you're going to have to start getting rid of things. He goes, I know that. And so I said, well, I'm going to call you back in a couple of days. I gave him I told him in 2 days. And I left him with my my listing package and the CMA, and I love doing the statistical CMAs of the neighborhood of what's sold and what's on the market. I said, so here are some properties that we'd be in competition with, and so take a look at them so you know what you're going to get. He said, well, I'm not going to make much money on this. I said, well, that's why, you decide. It's definitely it definitely sounds to me, from everything you told me, it sounds to me like you really want to start getting rid of some things. He goes, yeah, you really are right. I really would like to sell this. So I'm going to call him back tomorrow and see what happens.
Awesome.
See if he's had any thoughts, because he's like, well, yeah, I should, or I don't know if I should, and back and forth. I mean, the price point, I said, you're probably talking somewhere around 146,000. You know, this is just based on what's here. It's in good condition. It's just a ton of stuff in there.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let me ask you a question. How often do you leverage your app that you get with Keller Williams to get people searching for properties and checking up on their home's value and stuff like that?
You know, at open houses, I promoted a lot. I didn't to him because he doesn't even use email. So.
Okay. So what I was talking to Bethany about, we've got 5 minutes left, so I'll spend the last 5 minutes on this, and hopefully this will, be a nice golden nugget for you. But
okay.
Bethany and I were talking about the way that she uses the app, and right now she's got 10 people that are using the app. A lot of them aren't serious buyers, but they're going on, they're searching around, and the seed is planted. So the way that this works, because there's, from the time that you meet somebody till the time that you put a contract in for them, there's a lot of things that have to happen in between, right? And oftentimes, especially for buyers, we, meet them, and then we have have them go through some sort of process, whether it be an MLS saved search or, getting them searching on the app, and whatever that looks like. And I recommend using the app just because it's so simple. It's right there on the phone. They can get notifications sent to their phone. And if all they're doing is searching on that app, anytime that they have a question about, any property, if they see something that they like, how quickly a buyer can change their mind. It could be, it could be a situation where, one day they're not thinking about buying, but then they all of a sudden see this perfect house, and they're like, you know what? Yes, let's do this. I love that house. And it gets them, onto that next stage. So what we were talking about is how can we get as many people on that app as possible? And the conversation isn't necessarily like, hey, are you ready to buy yet? Because that just, that's what every agent does. And so if you can position yourself to look a little bit different, where you say, hey, I'm just here to help. I'm here to serve you. And my goal is to get you on the app and to just support your usage of the app. So if I see people haven't logged in for a while, I'm going to call them up and say, hey, I just wanted to check in and see how you're enjoying the app.
Okay.
So instead of a conversation like, hey, are you ready to buy yet? That's like asking too much. It's like, kissing on the first date, right? So it's like,
yeah. I always promote it as a way to, if you're looking for a house, it's really a great app because I should have promoted the Keller Mortgage, but that you can, wherever you are, you can see what's in the neighborhood, and you can start really looking at this particular area. And, I think that has attracted people.
For sure. And if you have some knowledge about how to use that app, like get really acclimated to that, because all of your drip campaigns and follow-up sequences for somebody that's in that stage where they're not pre-approved, you're not taking them out shopping, you're just trying to plant the seed. Mm-hmm. All of your drip campaigns and your messaging and your calls and stuff are all about like, hey, how can I better serve you to help you use the app? So, hey, let me give you a tip on how to use the app. So that's one way that you can get people, just committed to, utilizing it. And I mean, when they see a property, like your name's right there. So if they say contact agent, they're calling you. And so it's a really great way to leverage the technology to get people, through these different stages. And when it comes time that they're ready to buy, you're going to be the obvious choice. So Bethany and I set up a challenge that she has 10 people now. At the end of the week, she wants to get 10 people on the app. And if that's something that resonates to you, something that you see value in, then I would offer and invite you to that same type of challenge. And it doesn't have to be the app. It could be your website. It could be, you know, getting on a saved search and utilizing that. But I highly recommend the app just because it's so interactive and you get to see who's using the app and who's not.
How do you see who's using the app?
That's through my KW.
The e-edge?
So I think let me pull up a let me get some more information. I personally use a different app. But let me get some more information on that and I'll send that to you. So I'm going to send you the price reduction script. I got to hop on my next call here, but I'm going to send you the price reduction script, and I'm going to get some more information on the KW apps that utilize that. And shoot me an email a little bit later on today on what you want that process to look like, what your commitment is to get people into those types of conversations and leverage that piece of technology. Or again, if you want to do an MLS saved search, same thing. But shoot me an email at some point today and let me know what your commitment is so I can hold you accountable to that. And I think that's going to prove to be one of the best things that you do. And you'll find that it's really easy.
Okay. Yeah, I have promoted it. I know that I sent it on Saturday to one person. And like I said, the first guy that I talked to, he wasn't into any kind of technology. And then the third person I talked to, I didn't, but I'm going to send it to him because, yeah, it would be good to have that information.
Okay, let me call you right back.
No, go ahead. We're done. I'm sorry.
So no, that's all right. So yeah, do that, and then we'll set some sort of commitment, and
Okay.
yeah, just think about what that next stage would be to really plant the seed and get people committed to utilizing some piece of technology that helps you leverage your relationship.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. Is that valuable?
Yeah, I think. Well, I think so. I always try to use the app, but I don't know if people actually download it. So that's the part that I'm not sure of. I know I get a notification, I think, from Market Leader when somebody does download the app, but I haven't figured out, you know, who's using it. I don't know how that is tracked.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple of things with some clarity around that.
Okay, good.
All right, sounds good.
Right.
Well, have an awesome day today, Anna.
Thank you. You too.
All right, you got it. All right, see ya.
Bye.